you better be ready because we have a special song for a special person on a special day.
Well,
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jamie. Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, happy birthday, baby.
Thank you.
It is.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you're celebrating the big 5, 9.
Wow. So next year is like the really big one.
Next year, I got to be on
get
point.
to planning.
Get on my game.
Well,
happy birthday, babe. What
Thanks
a special
so
double whammy with Mother's Day on Sunday, birthday on Monday. Great. It seems like just a full weekend of celebration with the family, the kids, the grandkids, all the things. So happy birthday and happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there, belated, obviously. But we were thinking about y'all and honoring you all. Mm-hmm. We have 3 mothers to honor in our family now.
Yeah.
So,
we do.
And an honor, a special honor to the ones who have passed on, both of our mothers. But, so we have Jamie and we have Emily and we have Chan. So it was a special day.
Yeah.
Anyway, happy birthday, baby.
So much fun. And
by the way, that song that we just sang, that's what everybody gets when they're in our circle. That's what you get on your birthday.
That's right. We try. If we don't call and sing to you and you would like for us to, just send us a message.
I'm sure they're going to order
number.
That song.
It's only $500 for each rendition. Mm-hmm. What I was going to tell you, I really want to I know you're honoring me for my birthday and Mother's Day, but I want to honor you. And I was just telling Blake, just texted happy birthday. And I said, well, I've got to brag on your buddy. I said, every single year you have Mother's, it's never going to change for the rest of our marriage. It's Mother's Day and my birthday back to back. Sometimes it's on the same day. Sometimes it's one day apart. Sometimes 2 days apart. It's always right there together. And can I just say that you have always made me feel so honored, so loved, so celebrated. And I feel so blessed. Aww. And you don't just lump it in together like, woo, big celebrate. You really try to, separate happy birthday, happy Mother's Day, and not just lump it all into one card or one, I
don't want you to get gypped. I don't want, you could come out on the short end of the stick.
Well, I just wanted to say that I really appreciate you doing that. I could get teared up. But
you deserve it.
That's kind of what I want to talk about today. Okay, is just the gift of celebration, and as a birthday gift to me, today is going to be. It's actually a gift for all of you listening. Today's going to be short and sweet, because we are going to get to go celebrate tonight. I'm excited to go to get gussied up just a little bit and go celebrate over a yummy hamburger at Hudson House. Have any of y'all been? Awesome. Anyway, so a little teary just thinking about the gift of celebration and how every single holiday you are really incredible at celebrating. Me, the kids, whoever. And it's really just a time to stop and say, I honor you. And you do it through a card, you do it through a gift, you do it through flowers, or you do it through words. It doesn't really matter how you do it. You just do it well. So I want to tell you thank you, because I've always felt that in our marriage. And so I wanted to ask you real quick, where do you think that's kind of just like a really kind of a characteristic of you. You're really good at celebrating. Where do you think that came from for you?
Well, and you and I have talked about how we both grew up in families that make big deals about birthdays and celebrating milestone events. And, whether it was graduations or baptisms or, obviously marriages, but, holidays, all the things. And we that's what we saw. We made big deals about, momentous occasions and milestone moments and birthdays, Father's Day, Mother's Day. And when you see that, it's just kind of a normal part of your home. I just think you're kind of, it's modeled, it's programmed. And he's like, you're supposed to do that. And we know so many who didn't come from that. And so people feel skipped. I told you I got up this morning and it was one of the first TikToks I saw was a woman who's saying, man, my heart goes out to all you ladies. I saw hundreds of women getting on here saying they weren't seen, they weren't heard, they weren't celebrated for Mother's Day. And that breaks our hearts because, but so many people, they think, hey, I told you I love you when, I said I do. And if I change my mind, I'll let you know, kind of thing. And, but yeah, I think it was modeled. I saw my dad and mom, they love surprises. I saw them, getting, the fun of surprising someone on a special day, hiding the gift or surprising them for the surprise party, the anniversary or the birthday. Obviously we always celebrated Christmas, and birthdays, but anyway, I think it was I love the surprise element. I think the romance part, when you love someone, you want to do something special for them. And, yes, every day should be Valentine's Day if you're married, and every day you should be celebrating, but it is a special day. I mean, it's just what a great opportunity to say, hey, I really appreciate you, And
I kind of want to take just a minute and really just use this time to encourage whoever is listening. Maybe I should really say it's pointed towards the guys, but maybe not. Also maybe to the girls too. But, I think sometimes guys just feel like overwhelmed, or they see how other people are celebrated and they feel like, there's no way I can't compare. So maybe they just shut down or girls, this could be on you. You've kind of taken on the attitude of like, well, we don't really care. Like, birthdays aren't a big deal in our family, and we don't celebrate Valentine's Day. It's just a manufactured holiday, or our anniversary. It's never really a big woo-woo, And so you've kind of, I think, just as a defense mechanism, you've put off this energy of like, I don't really care.
Because maybe they're afraid of being forgotten.
Yes.
Or
I'm gonna
I don't need
put
it.
up this
It's not
armor.
special.
It's not gonna hurt me.
And so the guy just goes with it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think guys, they feel like they're shot down because they tried chocolates or they tried flowers or they tried whatever gift, and it fell flat, or the girl didn't appreciate it, or whatever. And then he's obviously gun shy to do it again. And there's also the part of fear of like, I can't afford it, right? There's so many people who don't celebrate stuff because they think they got to break the bank to do it.
Right.
But I think what you wanted to talk about when you said something earlier today about just how, you just mentioned it, words. Just taking the time just to write a special card to someone, expressing how you feel. Just think about the tears that we see shed around special moments. It's not when they open the gift. We all laugh when they see the gift and all that, but it's when they read the card is when all the emotion is shown.
Yes. So a couple of things. You're right. It does not need to cost barely any money at all. I think it would be really special if maybe both of these things. If you both, husband and wife, took the love language little assessment so that you know
That's a great idea.
Your spouse's love language. Maybe she's acts of service, and maybe more than gift or flowers or something. You could say, hey, I'll take your car and have it washed today. Or like you did, you said, I'm going to go out and trim all the bushes, like I just want everything looking really nice on the property or whatever. So it doesn't have to be anything over the top. But if you know your spouse, like you tell couples all the time, you don't need to be an expert on women. You don't need to be an expert on men. Just be an expert on her, on your wife, on your husband. And so if you know what trips her trigger, you know what's going to just light her up and make her feel loved and seen, make that your quest.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to, maybe you are married to somebody who's like, I won't take anything less than a trip to Greece. Okay, then sorry.
Wow.
That's over the top. But I guarantee you would be surprised at how simple. If you just ask a question, what would make you feel most loved?
Yeah.
And you just made a note in your phone, what's your favorite, like do a little quiz. What's your favorite color? What are your favorite flowers?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't know that. What's your favorite candy?
Yeah.
What's your favorite restaurant that we,
and if if you know,
yes.
And if you know a special day's coming up, like on the calendar, just start paying attention. What are they mentioning? What are they talking about? Is there something that they've mentioned that they want or something that they need? And it just shows, man, I'm thinking about them. I'm paying attention. Like I listen, I know them. And I love the element of surprise. So for men, I mean, just surprise her with anything. Like it don't like, hey, what do you want? I mean, we've even joked about, the giftful list, and the things in the Amazon cart, hey, go look in the save for later, or the Amazon cart, and grab her some stuff in there if she saves some stuff in there. But the surprise element, what I've loved is seeing Ryan now, our son-in-law, do that with our daughter. He just loves the surprise, and now Christian has picked that up, and Carson. Just the boys just loving to surprise and give gifts to their wives, or their significant other. It's just really cool to see. I mean, it's just very, very special. So I like the surprise aspect of it, because it kind of says, oh, you're thinking about me, when I don't know you're thinking about me, or when you don't have to, let's say, or when I think you're busy, or when I think you're distracted or doing something else. No, I was actually on the priority list. I was taking up some mental space and some emotional space in your heart. And it's just, man, when that surprise comes out, it's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say kudos to you.
Well,
thank you for the way that you celebrate me and make me feel special every single holiday, and the way that you do make me feel seen and loved. I really, really appreciate it. And so I just want to use really today to, number one, encourage everyone to celebrate whenever you can, because there will be a day, don't make me cry, but there will be a day when you didn't know it, but that was going to be your last.
Yeah. Hey,
that was going to be your last Valentine's to celebrate. That was going to be your last Mother's Day to celebrate.
Yeah. I know you're looking at me at 60 and thinking, man, dude,
no, I'm not.
It's on his last leg.
I don't want to be all sentimental, but sorry, too late. You don't know when it will be.
You never know.
So take every moment to, and even on days that aren't holidays, but we're just talking about Mother's Day and my birthday, because that's what it is. But every day is a great day to celebrate something. So that was number one. Number two, I actually texted with a sweet friend of mine who just lost her grown son just a couple of years ago. And this was, I believe, her second Mother's Day without him. And she said, I just said, man, I, was thinking about you. How was it for you? And she said, it just so, it was sweet and also surreal, because I just keep picturing he should be walking in the door any minute. And so I just related back to her and said, gosh, that just breaks my heart. And it makes me think back to after we lost Corbin, just walking by his room, picturing it, that little voice, like I almost heard it. Like, was that him in there, standing up in the crib and saying mama? And anyway, you just, I think with every holiday too, we call it happy crappy. There are happy things to celebrate, and then there are crappy things that just suck, that are sad and hard, or we're grieving. A lot of things that could be for Mother's Day or people's birthdays, different anniversaries. And so I kind of wanted to talk about that too. Just how do you carry both of those, the happy and the crappy?
Yeah. Yeah.
In your own life, and then seeing that and acknowledging that in other people. I think sometimes we shy away from it. We're like, oh, I'm just not going to mention anything because this might be. No, that meant the world to us when people would acknowledge, I see you. And I'm sure this was a really hard holiday for you, after we
the
lost
pain,
our son.
I mean, grieving, I don't want to get cliche or tried at all, but grieving, it's part of you forever, right? And you never get over it. There's no closure. You just learn that new center of gravity, to walk without that, limb, if you will, that thing that was a part of you, that person. But when you grieve well, obviously you learn to integrate the loss. But it just means when you grieve heavily, that just means you loved, like incredibly. And so that's just it's a sign of love. It's a sign of that deep love, and so loss is going to be part of it. And I think, when you don't be afraid, I think is maybe that's what you were going for, is to shy away from celebrating things that we have, even though there's so much loss around you. I mean, we're not going to stop celebrating our marriage just because there are divorces around us. Our hearts break, but that's why we want to do this ministry, and our hearts do go out to people who have obviously suffered loss of any kind, as we have as well. But so many times it's learning, like you said, to contain both of those at the same time, the joy and the loss, right? One thing I was going to go back to is, a lot of times you do carry on like the traditions of your family, and if traditionally in your family, what was modeled was celebrating big moments, giving the birthday presents and making a big deal at Christmas time, and as most people do at Christmas. But for Valentine's and birthdays and Mother's Day, Father's Day, you said that so many people, we don't really do that. And I would just submit, a lot of people don't do it because it wasn't shown to them, and they've agreed, almost made maybe a silent agreement in their marriage. We're not going to do that. Yeah. That just wasn't done. And so they've settled into that. I would say be the person to start a new tradition, because you can never celebrate someone too much. And I don't care. I mean, use the silly days on the calendar if you have to. Just make big deals about somebody whenever you can. Yeah. And man, that especially on their birthday, just single them out and show them you're appreciative that they're here and that you love them and you're glad that they're in your life. But I would say just start I can hear again, I'm thinking about two people that I know. We just don't do that. Man, start their tradition now. Like be the person who's going to start and change generations after you, because we are going to start celebrating people in our lives now.
I don't know anybody. I've known friends that are like, well, we just don't really do that, and they kind of blow it off. But I really don't know anyone who genuinely says, I don't like to be seen or known or celebrated or loved or spoken sweet words over. Like I genuinely don't know someone who would say, I just don't want to be celebrated. And if they say that, I think there's something deeper going on there. I
think publicly, I get it. Like if nobody wants to have the sombrero on their head and we're going to all gather around and sing happy birthday. Yes. Being singled out, being in the hot seat because we feel like all eyes on us. And it's almost like we all have this veiled shame. Like we don't deserve this. No, don't look at me. Yeah. But let's get over that. And I get that. If they let's don't put me on the spot. Right. I do get that. I think about, man, how young we're starting with, think about last Thursday, was it? When it was Rue, our 5-year-old granddaughter's preschool graduation. You would have thought it was high school graduation. We all showed up. I mean, perfect aunts, example. Uncles, Mimi, Papa, Gigi, Chief. We all were there to hoot and holler as she walked across the stage. As she sang her little song and walked across the stage.
Have Mexican had food her cap after.
And gown. Big, around the table, how many of us? 15, 20?
Yeah.
Around the table. And Jamie, you looked across the table at Rue, and what did you tell her?
I said, hey, Rue, I want you to stop and just look, because it's mayhem. It's a circus around that table. Yeah. But I stopped her and I said, hey, look around this table. And she looked and she said, yeah. And I said, do you know why we're all here? And she said, to celebrate my graduation. I said, yes, you brought us all together. We all love you.
We're all here for you.
We are so proud of you. And we all wanted to be here to celebrate you tonight. That's pretty cool. Look at you getting us all together to celebrate you. You're so loved. And she just had the biggest smile on her face.
And I don't know if her ever, standing on that stage will be a core memory, or if us sitting around that table will be a core memory. But I guarantee you what will be inside her heart will be the core memory of being loved and being surrounded by people who love her and lift her up and are cheering her on.
Yeah. And we, you got to do a little extra. Like it started at 6. We needed to leave the house at 5. We had an appointment right before that. So we had to make sure we were ready to go. You do have to put some thought into it. You're in traffic on the way to Fort Worth, 5 o'clock. Who cares?
And you think this is inconvenient.
Happen.
Oh man, this is going to be mayhem. It's going to be hell. Oh, it's just 2 minutes for her to stand up on stage. You know what?
Don't miss it.
I'll just see that. Don't miss it. Do not miss it.
Yeah.
So go celebrate the ones you love.
Amen.
We love you guys. Celebrate big.
Amen. So I would say you either celebrate them now or you celebrate them later.